Alrighty, folks, the Heat take on the Sixers, 1 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Philadelphia's -1.5. Total is 241 and a hook. We're 3-0 in our last 3 NBA tier package plays on my premium page. 62% in our last 22 in that same membership. Now, both squads in this one doing some good stuff on the offensive end of the court. For the Sixers, they've done a nice job shooting the 3-ball. Top 3 in fourth quarter scoring. Tyrese Maxey's averaging 33 points a game, 42% from downtown. And Quentin Grimes, he's making 40% of his long balls as well, 16 points a game off the bench. And they're taking on a Miami squad who's averaging 123 points a game themselves. Top 5 in shooting the 3-ball. Norm Powell knocks down 45% of his attempts from outside the arc, 24 points a game. And Bam Adebayo with over 19.5 points per contest himself. Jovic and Wiggins are out for Miami. VJ Edgecombe's questionable for Philly. Joel Embiid still inactive. Philly with overs recently against Milwaukee, Cleveland, and Brooklyn. Miami with overs in 5 out of their last 7. When it comes to selecting a winner in this one, this game's being featured as today's NBA tier package play on my premium page. But as far as making a free pick is concerned, I like the over 241.5. Nets Raptors 6 o'clock East. Toronto's -12. Totals 229.5. The Raptors are 11-5 on the year. Brooklyn just 3-12. And the Nets are averaging fewer points a game than any other organization besides one. They're dead last in offensive rebounding. They're facing a Toronto team who's been pretty tough on the defensive end of the floor, especially against the 3-ball. They're limiting opposing teams to just 31% from 3 land on their own court. Now, as a team, the Red Hot Raptors are on a 6-game winning streak, 9-1 straight up in their last 10. Murray Boyles is questionable for the Raptors. Jakob Poeltl's out. Meanwhile, for the Nets, Demon and Claxton have been upgraded to probable. Nets with unders in 3 out of their last 5 on the road. Toronto with unders in 6 out of their last 10. Give me Toronto -12, under 229.5. All right, next game, Hornets Hawks, 6 o'clock East. Atlanta's -8, totals 232. The Hawks dropped 2 out of their last 3, playing their worst basketball at home. They've dropped 4 of 6 in Atlanta, and they definitely struggled offensively in those home games. Atlanta's a bottom 5 point producing team at home, bottom 10 in defensive boards in their own building. And even though Charlotte really hasn't done much great on defense themselves, they've actually done an excellent job of rebounding. They're grabbing more defensive boards a game than any other roster except one. When it comes to the numbers, Charlotte covered recently against Toronto, OKC, and Utah. Connaughton and Kalkbrenner are questionable. Trey Mann sat out yesterday. Keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, for the Hawks, Okongwu and Wallace sat out yesterday. Keep an eye on those guys. Hawks with unders recently against the Pelicans, Clippers, and Lakers. Charlotte games went 60% to the under in their last 10. I like the Hornets +8, under 232. Clippers, Cavaliers, 6 o'clock East. Cleveland's -8, totals 228.5. Cavaliers are 11-6, doing a solid job defensively in those victories. The Cavs are in the top 10 in defensive field goal percentage. They're facing a Clipper team on the other side who shoots just 42% from the field on the road. Bottom 10 in points per game in their travels. Miller, Kawhi, and Bogey sat out Saturday for the Clips. Keep an eye on those guys. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, Porter, Ball, Allen, and Merrill, they've been scratched. Cavaliers with unders in their last 4 straight. 70% to the under this year at home. Meanwhile, Clippers with unders recently against the Sixers, Hawks, and Suns. I like Cleveland -8, under 228.5. Magic Celtics, 6 o'clock East. Boston's -5, totals 221. Celtics are 8-8 on the year. Orlando's 10-7. Magic got the W in their last 3 straight, 7-2 against the point spread in their last 9. They're in the top 10 in fewest points allowed, doing a nice job of rebounding on D as well. They're facing a Boston club who's struggled a bit offensively this year, still looking to get their footing. They're in the bottom 10 in points per game, 33% from three land in the Garden. Now, when it comes to the point spread, the Celtics are covering in only 36% of their games. Now, injury-wise, Jalen Suggs is questionable for the Magic. Paolo Banchero's still out, although they've been winning without him. Orlando with unders recently against Brooklyn, Portland, and this very Boston team. Celtics with unders in 5 out of their last 6. I like the Magic plus 5, under 221. Blazers, Thunder, 7 o'clock East. Oklahoma City's minus 15.5. Totals 233. And even though OKC's won literally all of their ball games this year except for one, they have had some hiccups with regard to the point spread. Thunder failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4. Those were failures to cover against the likes of Sacramento, New Orleans, and Charlotte. And they're taking on a Portland squad who covered in their last 2 straight, covers against Golden State and Chicago. And the Blazers have been scoring a whole lot of points on the road. They're actually in the top 3 in points per game away from home, 82% from the foul line in those road trips. Deni Avdija, he leads the roster in scoring. Jeremy Grant, 40% from 3 land. And when it comes to the injury list, Williams and Klingon are questionable. Sharp is out. Meanwhile, for OKC, both Williams are scratched. Wiggins still out as well. Thunder games are 4-3 to the over at home. Blazers with overs in 7 out of their last 9 on the road. I like Portland plus 15.5, over 233. Lakers, Jazz, 8 o'clock East. Lakers are minus 9.5. Totals 244 and a hook. And even though there's really not a ton to nitpick about when it comes to the Lakers, they've had some issues on the defensive end of the floor. They're in the bottom 10 in defensive field goal percentage, and they're taking on a Utah team who's been explosive on offense at home. The Jazz, they're averaging over 131 points a game in Salt Lake City. That's obviously a league best in points per game at home. Lauri Markkanen's averaging just about 30 points a night. Keontae George is 93% from the stripe, second on the roster in scoring. Jazz with overs in their last 5 straight, 7-1 to the over in their own arena. Meanwhile, Laker games have gone 67% to the over this year themselves. I like the Jazz plus 9.5, over 244 and a hook. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. Spurs, Suns, 8 o'clock East. Phoenix is minus 2.5, totals 234 and a hook. And both squads with double-digit wins on the year, doing some nice stuff on the offensive end of the hardwood. Suns, they're making 50% of their field goals at home, top 5 three-point shooting team in their own building. Devin Booker, 27 points a game. O'Neal and Gillespie, over 40% from 3 land combined. Meanwhile, for the Spurs on the other side, they're in the top 5 in offensive field goal percentage themselves. Winners of 6 out of their last 8 contests seem to be doing pretty good without Victor Wembanyama. De'Aaron Fox is averaging 23 points per contest. Harrison Barnes, 46% from beyond the arc. Now, injury-wise, Harper and McLaughlin are out. Wemby's still inactive a while as well. Meanwhile, for the Suns, Allen is out. Fleming and Dunn are questionable. Suns with overs in 3 out of their last 5. Spurs games went 7-3 to the over in their last 10 themselves. When it comes to selecting a winner in this one, this game is being featured as today's daily best play on my premium page. But as far as making a free pick is concerned, I like the over 234.5. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. I like the over 241.5 in that Heat Sixers matchup. Raptors minus 12, under 229.5. We're 3-0 in our last 3 NBA tier package plays on my premium page. 62% in our last 22 in that same membership. Hornets plus 8, under 232. Cavaliers minus 8, under 228.5. Magic plus 5, under 221. Blazers plus 15.5, over 233. Jazz plus 9.5, over 244 and a hook. Give me the over 234.5 in that Spurs Suns game. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. But most importantly, folks, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that, happy Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page.